Okay, so I mentioned before that Plato's theory of forms is wrong, but it's interesting to note why it's wrong, and I'll probably start with a refutation from his successor, Aristotle, who was contemporaneous with Plato. Now, just to recap, okay, I know I'm going quite fast. In Plato, the universals, or the Platonic forms, are separate from the particulars or the real things. So, for example, the form of the cat is not actually within the ginger cat, or the black cat, or the white cat. Now, Aristotle argues that, well, okay, maybe the form does dictate certain aspects. Let's assume that it does, of, the form of the cat dictates certain aspects of the ginger cat. But it can't dictate two things by its very nature. It can't dictate the material course of the form, because forms are by their nature non-material. That's why they're permanent. And also, it can't dictate its efficient cause or its ability to change, because by its nature, the Platonic form is unchanging. And there can't be a Platonic form of change, because a permanent form of change would be a ridiculous thing. Now, instead, Aristotle comes up with a much more simple, in my opinion, explanation of understanding this problem of universals. Now, he argues that there are similarities between things. So there are certain similarities between each individual or each cat. Say, like the black cat has whiskers and a tail. So, the ginger cat has whiskers and a tail. Therefore, we can apply the term cats to both of them, and thus the concept of a cat comes about. So it's the case in Aristotle's view that universals depend on particulars, but not the other way around, which is what Plato is advocating. And I think this very sensible refutation reflects sort of the different areas of where they're coming from. I mean, Plato, as discussed, has come up with this fairly elaborate structure of the permanence of knowledge and the good, which he's sort of encumbered by, and he's trying to reconcile this to the impermanent world, whereas Aristotle doesn't have quite the same problem. So I think Plato, with his sort of mystic mathsy bent, comes out with the wrong answer, whereas Aristotle, with his more rational and scientific bent, comes up with the right answer. And I think subsequent thinkers have shown that the scientific method is more useful.